Good evening and welcome to the old Build Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Bear and I'm here to do two things. Build some model kits and hang out with all of you. And I have model kits to build and you're here so we can hang out. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, and the tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can apply those emotes. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes or just chill and that'll be cool too. Dunk EXE says hi, hello. Lashbrook is here. John is here. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to actually just do a... No, can't even do that. Okay. I'm going to reboot my Stream Deck here because it is... I'm going to quit out of my Steam Deck here. My Stream Deck, not Steam Deck, Stream Deck was working this afternoon because I recorded some stuff in OBS and had the Stream Deck working. But right now, it is not working at all, which is real weird. And then if I hit, yeah, it's just not responding. I hit that. Okay, then can I hit, let's do an audio check. Nope, does not work. Those buttons are not working. That is a problem. Hold on a second. I have unplugged and plugged back in the Stream Deck, and we're going to see if... Okay, plugging and unplugging the Stream Deck seems to have worked. Let's do an audio check. All right. We're good to go, everybody. Don't worry. The Stream Deck now works. Now, the other thing is that the second kit we'll be working on tonight, I don't have a photo ready in the corner, so we're going to do that live as well. So this stream has already turned out to be weird, which is fun. But we're finishing up the Heavyarms custom high grade, which is the mid-season update to the Heavyarms. So it's just two guns, extra rockets in the backpack, and then the waist has like slightly different stickers between the two kits. That's like the big changes. It's a few changes, but it's not like a lot of changes. So we'll work on that. And then we're going to start from Gundam Age, the Gundam Age-2 Dark Hound, which is, it's a pirate Gundam. It is a space pirate Gundam. It's a master grade. I haven't worked on a master grade in a while, so I'm excited to build that. Again, it is for the year 2010. I want to just quickly... This is a thick booklet. This is a goddamn booklet here. The 2010, they did it right. We got a full color spread in here with photos of like all kinds of cool shit, like the transformation and all kinds of neat stuff. This is dope as hell. Photos, renders from the show. We got fold out pages to go through all of this. This is a cool ass booklet. This kit does transform. It does have a flight mode. The lance that we will build is also like the cockpit, which is interesting in making it the weapon, the cockpit instead of the shield. I don't disagree with. It's not a great. No flight mode is great in model kit form. The Kyrios is close to being great, but most of them are not good. So like I don't have like incredible expectations about it, but like maybe it'll be awesome. I don't know. But it's got like a grappling hook and a lance, and it's a pirate themed, so it's a little crossbony, but it's in the same kind of family as like the Blitz Gundam and the Death Scythe in that it is a cool, mostly black colored mobile suit, and so I'm excited to work on that once we finish the Heavyarms. You may be able to see, because it's far away, because I set up all in the back there, you may be able to see back here that Harold's here. Hello, Harold. That I do indeed have the Wing Gundam on a horse. I managed to make that work. I've thought about maybe moving those up so they're not against the back wall, but I don't have anything else to go behind me like on this side other than that. But I don't know. Maybe I'll experiment with like making them a little closer so they're not against like the back of there. I don't know. I don't know if that actually would work though without more support because they're kind of leaning on the headboard. So I don't know. Tonight's agenda, working on these model kits, talking about PAX Unplugged prep, because PAX Unplugged is this coming, not tomorrow, or not this weekend, but next weekend. It's next weekend because it's Saturday. So getting ready for that. A little bit of video game stuff, some wrestling talk, a little bit of Thanksgiving, post-Thanksgiving chat, and just hanging out with all of you and seeing where the conversation leads us. I am going to retweet my tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us tonight. It would be weird if Thursday's stream had more people than tonight because Thursday was fucking Thanksgiving in America, but also it seemed like people didn't have plans that night because we had a good turnout. It was lovely. I was pleasantly surprised because I don't think I've ever streamed on Thanksgiving before, so I was pleasantly surprised with the amount of people that came out last night. It was 2 nights ago. It was very nice. All right, let's go to the overhead. And what is even happening with this stream today? Everything is slightly weird, and nothing changed. Like, none of my setup changed since Thursday. And I don't know why. Like, things are just odd. Like, the camera moved, and the stream deck wasn't working, even though it worked this afternoon. Harold says, this week went by too fast. I hear you, Harold. It is Saturday night. But yeah, everything seems like just a little off tonight. And part of it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. All right, let's get the Dark Hound loaded in because I did not do that earlier. So you get to watch the process of me doing this, going over here, getting the Dark Hound ready. There's Dark Hound. You see it now. Going down here. You can see the process of how I get my images to fit in the little border that I made for it. Yes, I'm John. Tomorrow is already Sunday, and also, it's not yet. It's not yet. It's almost fucking December. All right, so that's kind of it'll be like around there. That's kind of what I want. So what I do is I just use the Alt here, and we'll just shrink this image. I'm not shrinking the image anymore. I'm cutting the image to where I want it. And then take this up, cut this way more than I need. I know that's too much. And then line it up right and do that. And that is how I crop my images for for that window. And then I will just go and I will make it disappear because we don't need it yet. There you go. I don't know if anyone's ever asked how I do it, but that is how I do it. So now you know. Okay, so we got the upper part of our heavy arms done. We got the legs done. We got some of the waist done. This is one of the big differences between the two waists is there's more stickers because it's got more like afterburners or whatever, or rockets like in the waist. But we got to finish that because we got some of the front done here. So now we're going to get more of the front done here. Where we need A29, A28, and C3. So we'll get that going here. But yeah, we're close to finishing this kit up. I definitely could, even if we stayed late on Thursday, I wasn't going to really finish this in a reasonable time. So I did decide that we would just do it tonight, which I still think is the proper choice because I was tired. I was just fucking tired on Thursday. It was a long day. And then I was so full of turkey that I was just like, oh. I'm glad we streamed, though. I had a good time on Thursday before, during, and after all the events. So I was happy to hang out with all of you. It was nice. Let's see. What can we get into chatting about here? PAX Unplugged prep. I will be leaving on Thursday in the afternoon. The plan is to stream Thursday from my hotel room. No guarantees that it will work because I have not stayed in that hotel before. My hope is that the internet usage will be lowered because there won't be as many people in that hotel who are there for PAX maybe on Thursday. That's the hope. Is that I can use the internet well that Thursday. So I've got my laptop. I've got my spare webcam because I replaced this webcam with the camera. So I got my spare webcam, my headset microphone, and my laptop. And so the plan is that I'm going to do a Lego build. I have a small Lego kit, a very easy small Lego kit that I can do in 2 hours, and I'm going to try to stream at the normal time from my hotel room. Um, and I think that'll be fine because it's a Thursday, and I will just try not to be loud and hope that no one complains about me talking. But whatever, I think it will be fine. That's the hope anyway. Um, if that does not work out, that's fine. Now a week from this tonight, which will be next Saturday, no stream. Not doing a stream a week from tonight because I don't want to do 2 streams from the road. I don't even know for sure that it's going to work in the first place, so not going to do that. Also, hey, I got invited to a party. I'm going to an industry event, a quote-unquote launch party for a tabletop game, and it will be a good chance for me to say hi to some people that I don't know if I'll see during PAX that I know are going to that event. So I'm not going to stream that Saturday night. I will be streaming on Monday from here in South Carolina. I will be streaming on Tuesday from here in South Carolina, where we are watching pre-recorded CPU versus CPU matches in WWE 2K22, which I have to record. I have not recorded those yet, but I will. Look out for them. They're coming. All right, let's put most of this kit together here. We got to do the side skirts, but I like to put the legs in before I do the side skirts, so we'll do that. And then do the next step here. And then the following, a week from this coming Monday, I'll look at the date because I don't remember it. All right, so that would be the 5th. The 5th of December, I will be streaming because I will return to South Carolina. I'll be back in this house in the afternoon, and then I will try to get caught up on anime. And then I'll stream. I actually think that I'm going to be watching some anime on Sunday from my hotel room because I don't have plans yet for Sunday at PAX until like 7 p.m. I have like a post-PAX dinner. So during the day, I might just not go to the convention floor and instead just watch anime and get caught up. But the 5th, I will be back here. All I have to do to stream is put my overhead camera, this camera, back up where it needs to be. So that's no big deal, and I can do that very easily on Sunday or on Monday when I get back. We are almost body complete on this. We got to do the backpack, the side skirts, the backpack, and the guns, and some stickers. We got to put some stickers on the sides, skirts here. But we are close to being done with this particular build. All right. That's it for our polycaps. Let's get our side skirts done here. Yeah, so that is planned. Also, update. I tweeted about this. I'll tell you here. I can't find my fucking gloves, everybody. I need gloves because I'm going to Philadelphia, and it's going to be fucking cold at night in Philadelphia in December. So I would love to have my gloves. Now, when's the last time I used my gloves? Well, I thought about it, and it was PAX Unplugged 2021. Last December was the last time that I wore gloves because I'm here in South Carolina, and there are mornings where it is cold. Do not get me wrong. There are some mornings where the sun refuses to come out, and it's very cold, and then by noon, it's like 15 degrees hotter. The thing is, I'm not awake when it's cold in South Carolina. I sleep through that shit, and it's just fine by the time I wake up. Now, maybe sometimes I want to put on my winter hat because, I shave my head, and it'll be cold out there for just a bandana. But that still doesn't mean that I wear gloves at all when I'm down here. So I don't fucking know where my gloves are, everybody, is what I'm trying to say. I looked anywhere they could and should be. I checked the backpack that I use for travel, which it wouldn't make sense for them to be in there because I wore them. I took that backpack to New York without gloves. They are not in any of my drawers, desk drawer or otherwise, or dresser. They are not in... what else did I think of? Oh, I should actually do the stickers before I do panel lining. Or I'll just do the outside here, because there's stickers that go all the way around. So, They are not in the closet, any part of the closet. They are not in either of my suitcases because maybe I stored them in one of the suitcases. I do occasionally store things in my large suitcase, which I never take anywhere. They're not in the suitcase. And I was like, are they under the bed? No. I do not know where my gloves are, everybody. And the plan is that I'm ordering new gloves. Because I'm going to need some winter gloves. Now, if you think, Pat, the second that you buy new gloves, those old gloves are going to reappear. That's kind of what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that I will find my old gloves after I order new gloves, and then I will cancel the order of my new gloves, because that would be great. I did buy new sneakers. I have these very lightweight sneakers that I purchase often for conventions because they have a lot of foam. They're very lightweight. They let a lot of air through. They're not great for the cold per se, but they're amazing for standing around, or in this case, walking around a lot. PAX Unplugged, I do sit and play games more than I would at a PAX West or a PAX East, but I do know that not PAX Unplugged has the least amount of carpet and foam at booths because it is a lot of upstart people just doing their goddamn best, and I appreciate that and respect that about them. But very few small teams of tabletop game makers think about bringing mats or rugs to their booth. So it's a lot of just whatever fucking cement was there at PAX Unplugged. So proper footwear is a must. If I'm going to walk around and be on my feet, my hotel is very close to the convention center, so I'm not walking that much there, but I'm still going to walk around quite a bit, and I just want real comfy shoes. Lashbury says, I did once, except the second gloves were way worse, and now I just have more gloves. See, there you go. The gloves that I'm going to pick up, I don't know yet, but I'm hopefully will be better than my previous gloves. It would be awesome if they were more kick-ass gloves. I just got better gloves. These gloves are the ones that are fingerless. They end here, but then there's a flap that makes them mittens. I really like those, especially in New York. Those were nice because you got all the warmth of wearing mittens, but then you could move around or dig a finger out to just move stuff on your phone or whatever. Those gloves are great, and I hope I find them again. I hope they reappear because those were nice gloves. We got to put a bunch of tiny black stickers on here that no one's ever going to see, but we'll do them. Why not? So anyway, that's my PAX Unplugged prep, and that's my PAX schedule. I do hope that people will tune in for whatever I end up doing that Thursday, because hopefully it'll be cool. And a reminder, my panel is on Friday. It is not streamed, unfortunately, but it will be recorded, and by me. I'm bringing my camera, and every panel gets audio recorded these days, which is awesome. That is a thing they should have been doing for a long time. They just started doing that 2019, I think they started really doing that. So at the very least, if my video recording doesn't work, I will make a video of all of the slides from it with the board audio, which is the board audio I'm going to match with the video and sync them together, my video. But if my video doesn't turn out well, then I will just make a video because I can just take the PowerPoint and make them a bunch of images in a slideshow and then just record myself advancing the slides when I'm speaking and match it with the audio. I am confident that I can pull that off. But the hope is that my video will work because I think that's more fun to do. But I'll do either. No matter what, there will be something. I'm going to give you something. Because I really like doing improvised postmortem. No, unfortunately, right now, no announcements about guests. There will be announcements about guests, but right now I cannot give them because I do not have them. I am still working on confirming those guests, and I do not want to promote someone who cannot come because that would be a fucking bummer. So, no, yeah. I don't want to promote somebody and then say they're not coming, because I don't want that person being there as the only reason that someone's going to come to the panel, and then they don't come, and then that person is mad at me, because that's not happened to me. That did sort of happen at a League of Heels show where somebody was scheduled to appear and then didn't, and then I personally heard from a fan of that person saying, "Why did you lie to us?" It was very funny, though, because that person did assume that most of the audience was there for their friend. Not their friend, sorry. That most of the audience was there for the person they and their friend came to see. And I was like, oh, I mean, no, the whole point of this thing is that there's a lot of people that, like, a couple people are really excited to see. That's how it works. We invite a lot of different kinds of people. Hopefully we'll get, a good turnout that way. I don't know. It's like, I also can't make people come to a thing. I can't track them down. We did there one year. Rami overslept, and I did take an offer from someone to call Kim repeatedly because there was a person on our panel who had a separate ringtone, because they were a business partner. So they called Rami to wake him up, to be like, hey, you have a panel. Are you going to come to it? We'll move you towards later in the show. And I'm glad he did, because that year I was the referee for League of Heels, and he asked me to pat him down, which I did, knowing that I would get booed for that shit. And I did get booed for that shit. But it was his idea. I would not have pitched that idea. I was on board to do it, but I would not have been like, hey, Rami, it would be a funny idea if I patted you down. What with you being searched at every fucking airport you ever go to. But it was his idea. And I was like, yeah, that's good. I'm just the referee. I don't need people to like me. I can get some heat. It was good heat. All right. We've got a body complete model kit. We could stop right here and not build the guns. It would be silly for us to do that. But we could. Instead, we are going to push forward. And we are going to build. All right, we're done with stickers. Yes. We now have to build our gun. Backpack first. Sorry. Not the gun yet. Backpack. All right. Other things we can chat about tonight. We talked about PAX Unplugged prep. All right, let's talk some wrestling. Tonight is Survivor Series, War Games. They brought the War Games matches from NXT. Obviously WCW originally, but it happened in NXT several times. They brought that to the main roster for a Raw versus SmackDown. Instead of nonsense Survivor Series matches, now there are nonsense War Games matches. At the time of me starting this broadcast at 9 p.m., there had been one match. They did like a 50-something minute match, which was the women's War Game match. Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Mia Yim, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control, which is Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley. It was a War Games match, and it was fucking very good. It was goddamn excellent, is what I will say. That was a kick-ass match. It was great. It will probably be match of the night. It will be the only winning move is not to watch this, Harold. Well, there you go. If you are into the wrestling, it was incredibly good, and I do recommend it. I think it was like just a fucking great match, like just top to bottom quality wrestling. All right, so we got to put some rockets on this backpack. Highlights, lots of weapons. Multiple people came in with weapons. Nikki Cross did a cross body off of the top of the cage to 4 people below, and that was fucking cool. Let's see. Other highlights. So they had trash cans and trash cans. Oh, you were making a War Games reference. Yes, the only way to win is to not play. Indeed. Thank you, Harold. I did not pick up on that. When I hear War Games, I think of wrestling, not the movie War Games, because my brain is broken in very specific ways. It is a little bit of wrestler rot. So let's see. Let's see what we got. Yeah, lots of trash cans and trash can lids, and they were clearly custom trash cans and custom trash can lids because the lids did not have handles on them or rivets, and the trash cans didn't have handles on them. So they were not. They were definitely made for this match or for WWE in general, and I like that. I think that's the way to go. They were like, more like more like cafeteria trays than anything else, and I think that's smart. Let's see what else happened. Several people could be. I believe that Bianca Belair hurt her knee in that match because someone landed on her in a way that seemingly hurt her, which sucks. And obviously we feel bad about that. Let's see what else we have. Becky Lynch Becky Lynch is also back. She came back on Friday. She's been out with an injury. She was back. She did a leg drop onto Io Sky, she was caught between the ropes, and the trash can was placed over her head. And then Becky Lynch did a leg drop onto that trash can. And then she did a double leg drop onto Io Sky and Dakota Kai. Through a table and took them down. And that is how they won. Congratulations to Bianca Belair's team. You win. I thought for sure, the heels were going to win this one. And it was going to lead to shenanigans with Rhea Ripley saying that she should be number one contender. I mean, she should be number one contender, but yeah. Good showing. Mia Yim a little lost in the shuffle. Would have loved a little bit more of a showcase for Mia Yim since she is back after being called up. They did nothing with her, and then she was released. It's nice that she's back, but I would have loved to see her do a little more wrestling out there because she is so talented. But she was, again, a little lost in the shuffle because there are so many good people involved in that match. It's time to build the heavy arms. Our heavy arms need some heavy arms. That was the only match, but I can tell you about the match that at least one of these matches, if not two of them, have already happened because there's a card of 5 matches. You imagine that 2 of the matches are each an hour long, so the other War Games matches is going to be the main event. The other matches on the card are the United States Championship triple threat match between Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, and Austin Theory. I do not believe this is the end of these 3 people fighting for this belt, and I do not believe that Seth Rollins is going to drop this belt so soon. I feel like they are using Seth to help build up that belt division a bit, the mid-card, and to give people something to do in that area there, and bring a little prestige to the belt. So I imagine that our boy is going to retain that title. Seth Rollins keeps going with it. I think I could see anybody win this match. This could be the upset one. AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. I expect both sides to have their teammates get involved because Finn Balor has Judgment Day and is backing him. AJ Styles has the OC backing him. Will we see Mia Yim, and who has been helping out the OC, and Rhea Ripley, who already competed tonight? Will they get involved? I mean, totally possible. I don't know, but it is possible that they could get involved in some shenanigans, further shenanigans. Certainly possible. But yeah, it was this one. I really want Finn Balor to win because I think Judgment Day needs a bunch of wins in a row because they have been a not go nowhere stable, but you know what? Honestly, a little bit of a wet fart of a stable. Good people in it, but they spent a lot of time feuding with Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. And now Dominic Mysterio is part of the group, which is good. That's what the group should have, is some young talent. But, like, I don't know. It's a little, like, I don't know. I'm feeling a little mixed on this particular group of folks. And I would like to see Judgment Day have just some clean victories. AJ Styles doesn't really need it. Finn Balor kind of does. That's my opinion on that. Match already might have happened. The last two matches I talked about probably already, at least one of them already happened, if not the other. So I could just be talking out of my ass on this one and not knowing what's going on. But that is my particular opinion on that. All right, we need 31. 31. We'll put on 30 and 14. This is 30, so that's going to go on top of this. This is the top one. 14 is the bottom one. And then 13 goes there. The other match for War Games tonight. SmackDown Women's Championship in the we know what the results are going to be match of the night. Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi. Shotzi is a talented wrestler that they have done really nothing to convey that she has a shot in hell of ever beating garbage can Ronda Rousey, who I do not like as a person and I do not like as a professional wrestler. They have done nothing to make me think that Shotzi's going to win this, especially because Ronda Rousey has backup in the form of Shayna Baszler. So Shayna Baszler is tough as hell and backing up, her friend Ronda. So, like, I mean, it's just one of those things where you're like, oh, this can't be good for Shotzi. She's going to put up a good fight. This feels like a placeholder feud until the person they want to see gets in there. I assume Liv Morgan in her weird, wacky shenanigan thing is going to make a return and try to take back her title. That's my guess. And they're just putting a placeholder feud going here. That's just my thought. I don't know for sure. But that match, there's no way that match is going to be long or particularly great. And it's not. Look, here's legitimately, I will tell you the reason I think Shotzi is in this match. Because it's War Games, and Shotzi comes out in the TCB tank. She literally comes out in a tiny little tank that shoots off a firework. And that is the reason, in my opinion, that Shotzi Blackheart, just Shotzi, is on this card. Is because Shotzi rides a tank and it's War Games. And I think that is legitimately the only reason, because she is not shown to really... She just became a face like 3 weeks ago, like seemingly, maybe a month ago. So, wouldn't put there. And then our main event, the other War Games match, which is, of course, the Bloodline. Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, and Sami Zayn versus... with possibly Paul Heyman standing outside in shenanigans, versus the Brawling Brutes, which are Sheamus, Butch, and Ridge Holland, who need a better name for their stable because the Brawling Brutes is a bad name for a face team. It's kind of okay for heels, but not good for faces. They should just be called Fight Night because they say Fight Night quite often. It's Fight Night, and Fight Night is a better name for a stable than Brawling Brutes. Which is, so it's the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Butch, Ridge Holland, Drew McIntyre, and of course, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have a lot of history. Kevin is seemingly part of this group. One, because he wants to look after his boy and kind of get Sami back. And two, because he wants to face Roman again. He wants those belts, those big belts. So that is why he is involved in this match. Now, far be it for me to think that Kevin Owens is going to play fair and be a good person, because that would be silly of me because Kevin Owens turns heel quite a lot. My dark horse prediction is that Kevin Owens doesn't join the Bloodline, but goes out of his way to help the Bloodline because he wants to help out his buddy Sammy, but he really wants to disrupt the Bloodline from within. So he will fake turn heel. I mean, he will turn heel, but it will be to disrupt the Bloodline and get Sammy back, not because he wants to help Roman. That is my belief of this match. That is how I think it will go down. It will go down with a cheap heel move from one Kevin Owens, who is used to turning on people. All right. So I'm going to take two photos. I'm going to take a photo with all the stuff closed so you can see how it looks. And then I will pop open all the weapons, put the gun arm on there, and then I'll take a photo of how that looks. Because it is fun to have multiple photos. The only other wrestling stuff, because we are almost done with this kit. I just got to put my code in a way that you can't see me do it. And then take a photo here of this kit. Photo 1, because this is the end of this kit, or the end of this kit's build, I should say. And now we'll do photo 2 by, taking this part off here. Take the hand off. Shove this part in there. That's all you do. You just shove it in there. Gun like that. And then pop open all of the launchers, all of the rocket launchers this kit has. It only has so many. They added way more in the MG, the Master Grade of the Endless Waltz version. Has way more rockets because they have like side skirt rockets and front skirt rockets and like just a whole lot of stuff. And then back rockets as well. This only has this, this has a tame amount of rockets comparatively. But it does also have, machine gun chest and double barrel. Also, I don't know if I pointed this out, it does have a shield. I love that it has a shield on its gun. Like, you just move your arm out of the way, I guess, to shield it. All right, now I'm going to take a photo of this. All opened up and ready to go. And maybe I should do that. Yeah. Lean down a little bit so we can see it. Other wrestling news, because there's a little bit of other wrestling news for me to talk about here as we get into we finish up this kit, put it to bed. Maybe Lashbrook has thoughts on Preston Vance turning his back on the Dark Order and how it sucks because they did it on the 4 p.m. Eastern Rampage the day after Thanksgiving. They just finally did something in the terrible Dark Order versus Rush/Andrade stable nonsense. Preston Vance turned on the Dark Order, threw his mask at the foot of -1, and also they ripped apart the mask of Uno, exposing that he had fake blood on his head, that he had been cut. He didn't actually cut himself, he just used fake blood, it looks like. But Nightmare, the Dark Order is now down to 3 members, and their leader, who is the son of their former leader and not a wrestler and not old enough to do that. So they're really just 3 people. It's a nightmare. It's nonsense. I think it is a bad choice. They made a bad choice in who they chose to and to do it when they did it, and the fact they're doing it. Also, Preston Vance 10 had one of the best fucking masks in wrestling. He had a mask that looked like Jason's mask. Like a hockey mask, like a hockey goalie mask as a wrestling mask. And it looked fucking cool as hell. And now that's gone. That's just gone. And now he just looks like a fucking dude. He just looks like a goddamn dude. Nothing special about him. So it's a real fucking mess and a mistake, in my opinion. All right. Let's get what we need here. I got to get my big old instruction book for the Dark Hound. We have moved on to the Gundam Age-2 Dark Hound Master Grade. put this there. I got all my shelving stuff ready to go here. We got some beam sabers, some beam daggers, and some beam sabers. I got one polycap that came off the polycap sheet. It's a master grade from 2010, so you know it's got so many goddamn polycaps. Look at all these polycaps. Folks, we got a ton of fucking polycaps here. It is a polycap parade, ready to go. And then we also have, let's see. We also have some stickers. We got some, we got some eye stickers and some head stickers. We've got some other silvery stickers that I don't remember where they go, but we've got those. We've got some water slide and friction slides. We might do some of these slides. I don't know yet, but I've been thinking I might want to do at least one of these slides. Probably not the water slides, but maybe the dry side. I haven't done a dry transfer kit in a while, and I got these skulls, and so I might want to do that. Hey, Lord Crashes, and welcome. We just finished the Heavyarms custom. The Heavyarms custom is done. We have completed the Heavyarms custom. It is a done deal, and now we are working on the Dark Hound. We're just about to start the Dark Hound. And we got some water slide, and we've got some regular dry transfers, and we might try a dry transfer because I have not done one of those in quite some time. Haven't decided yet. This looks like a demonic kit. It is a space pirate kit. The part where there is a skull on the head is supposed to be like pirate stuff. This is a cool dark ass Gundam, and we do like that because it's Dark Hound. But yeah, they are going for definitely going for a space pirate theme, which I'm on board for. And we'll put that aside because we won't need that stuff for a long time. All right, now we can get into it. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it for news about wrestling news. Oh, yeah, getting some instructions here about putting these slides on. We got the dry slides. We got the water slides. This is 2010, so this means that all of these instructions are in full Japanese with very little English. I haven't built an MG yet, but regardless of age, hearing it comes with eye stickers kind of bums me out. Look, some master grades have the plastic for the eyes, but generally because even a master grade, even at the 1/100 scale, the head is still small. The reason why they do eye stickers mostly is because the plastic to go in them otherwise would be so tiny. Some kits do have it, but it's rare. You're more likely to have it just be stickers on a master grade at any era, even 2010 era. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but yeah, that is unfortunately the way it is, the way it goes. Got a lot of stuff here. Get into our booklet. Even though it's 2010, we still start with the chest and then the head, which I love. That is the common way to do it. Modern common way to do it. Chest, head, arms. Then I'm going to guess feet. Nope. Waist. Ooh, we do the waist next. Nice. I like that. I do like that we do the waist. And then we start doing the legs. And then I guess one of the last steps is the feet. Yeah, and then put it all together. Okay. I don't hate that. One leg, both feet, the other leg. The side skirts at the end, the backpack, and the weapons, and then all the weapons, and then we figure out how to change it around so that we can do the transformation. And I might try to find a YouTube video of how the transformation works because it's not always the easiest way to follow along with the instructions on doing that because sometimes they omit some photos when they do that. Which makes sense if you can read the text. But since I can't read the text, I kind of need the help. So, all right. I'm going to widen this a little bit. I'm just going to widen this out a little bit here. I got to move this because I was causing a shadow. This Heavyarms is causing a shadow, so this got to go somewhere else. I can put that over there for now. And actually, let me just push this right there. Great. Okay. Also, I recommend Master Grades. They're really fun. The 1/100 scale is a lovely scale to work in. This does have a pilot. Hell yeah, we're going to get a pilot for this. This is... So I'm not super familiar with Gundam Age. I do know that this kit, the Dark Hound, the Gundam Age-2 Dark Hound, which is like the third revision, basically there's a revision of the original mobile suit from Gundam Age, the Age, and then there is a revision of that, which this is, and this kit started off as a manga, just in the manga, in the Gundam Age manga, and then it got added to later episodes of the show. Which makes sense because it does look fucking rad. And if I knew that that was like in supplemental material, I'd be like, hey, can we put that in the real show? The actual show? Because it seems neat. I would be on board with that. All right, so we need F. Let's get F out here. There are lots of sheets for this, lots of sprues, and we will do our best with all of them. I want to know from you, friends, have you been getting into leftovers? Have you already gone through your leftovers? Do you, like, not everyone obviously had full Thanksgiving meals. Some people don't. But if you did, have you been getting into the leftovers? All I know is there are a billion variations of the Gundam Age. Yes, there are a lot of versions of the Gundam Age kit, the main one. And this is one of them. But yeah, let me know. For me, we had a full Thanksgiving 2 dinner tonight. With like basically just about everything, because we didn't have a lot of leftover. We had a lot of leftovers, I should say. We didn't have a lot of variety of leftovers. We had like a lot of turkey left. My dad made soup out of the turkey carcass, which he loves doing. I've never been a make soup from scratch kind of guy. I'm more of a buy a can of soup if I want to have a can of soup in the cupboard kind of guy. But my dad really loves to. All right, so I need K. K is here, and I need K, and I need L. Here's K and L. Look at this fucking silver. Why did they make the person out of silver? Like, the silver is mostly for some of the weapons, and then they also made the people out of silver as well, the pilots, which I really like. Lord Crasher says, I'm done with leftovers, so I took home, but I'll probably get some more tomorrow when I go back over to the parents. Hell yeah, Lord Crasher said, that sounds great. Get more of it. Saw Dolph Ziggler post an image about wrestlers that were the Survivor the most, or whatever it was called, which I don't know was a title in Survivor Series. Yes. So, traditional Survivor Series. This is War Games tonight for WWE, so they're not doing that. Traditional Survivor Series matches were elimination. It was a tag match, like a 4-on-4 or a 5-on-5. And when you're tagged, you're eliminated, and you have to go to the back. You can't stick around. So once you get pinned, not once you get tagged, once you get pinned, you're eliminated. And there's such thing as the survivor. Whoever wins the match, whoever's left in the ring are the survivors. So even if your team won, if you got pinned, you're not considered a survivor because you didn't survive the Survivor Series. I'm saying survivor a lot. There's also a thing called the sole survivor, which happens on occasion where one person on one team remains and wins, and they're the only person that wasn't eliminated, and 7 other people were eliminated. And that person is called the sole survivor, which fucking sounds cool. Because wrestling sometimes is fucking awesome. And saying, like, you know, Dolph Ziggler is the sole survivor, like, sounds epic in a way that, I mean, it doesn't have to be. All right, so this is going to slide a little bit here. That's kind of cool. Put that in there. But yeah, as far as me and leftovers go, we still got some. It said we had leftovers for dinner tonight. We still have some turkey left for sandwiches, and now there is a turkey soup. But I think we have a little bit of stuffing left, but everything else we kind of took care of, including leftover mashed potatoes and all that. That seems to be taken care of, which is great because I don't want to deal with that anymore. Okay, this doesn't slide. It does. This slides around. It doesn't need to, but it does. But we got it. So we can go in a little bit here. This does slide around a little bit, but I don't know what it does. Gonna finish my leftovers tonight, says Lashbrook. Hell yeah, Lashbrook. Enjoy those leftovers. I hope everybody enjoys whatever food they got left going into there. If you got anything left, we still have plenty of turkey for sandwich. I did finish the second leg of the turkey, so the dark meat is done, which I prefer myself. Yeah, I was happy to make a ton of. I had a turkey sandwich. I didn't have anything yesterday, but on Thursday I had a turkey sandwich after the stream. I made a great sandwich with leftovers, and that was awesome. Because I was not hungry after our afternoon dinner until after the stream. Then I got hungry again. Tonight, I'm gonna try to catch the rest of the wrestling because there should be some after. There might not be because it's an 8 p.m. show, so they might not go past 11, depending on how late the War Games goes. But I'm still gonna pop in to at least hang out with some people that are watching some wrestling, go into the Discord that I hang out with people who watch the wrestling, see what's going on. But if not, then I'll just catch what I missed probably. I guess tomorrow. Although, like I said, I have to spend some of tomorrow. I've got to spend doing prepping for Tuesday's stream because I have to record those matches. So I have to figure them out and play them. I have to make a draft. You heard me being furious about all that shit. I got to do a lot of stuff to get ready. So, all right. So this goes here like that. Then this goes this. It's on either side. I got to do both of these. Jesus, that was not as clear as it should have been. What is the gimmick for War Games? You may be thinking World War III is a bunch of stuff. Yes. So Lord Crashington, War Games is a steel cage, not a Hell in a Cell, so there's a roof to it. A steel cage around 2 rings, and then there's a piece of metal between the 2 rings, over it to show so there's not a gap. But there is a gap between the ropes, so it's 2 roped rings that are covered with a cage, but no roof. No escaping the cage. If you do, your team forfeits. It starts with 2 people. And then every 5 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever, another person comes out from either team. And you decide ahead of time who gets the advantage of having the the second person on their team come out. There's usually a match to decide that. And then once everybody's in the ring, then the actual match starts, and it's pinfall or submission. So a lot of fighting happens that quote-unquote doesn't matter. It does, but it's just a thing that happens until somebody shows up, and then more fighting actually happens. Where did I put F? Where did I put F? Here's F. I found F. Great. War Games is a Dusty Rhodes invention, and then they brought it to NXT several years ago, and it has been great in NXT as a showcase for talent, including Io Sky, then Io Shirai. And this was the first time. This is great because Survivor Series has often been lately they've been doing Raw versus SmackDown, and it's who the fuck cares about brand loyalty? It should be heels versus faces, not a mix of people from Raw versus a mix of people from SmackDown. Who the fuck cares about Raw versus SmackDown? And so finally they got rid of that shit, and now it's just teams that don't like each other. Generally it is groups that are feuding, and then they fill out their team because rarely do you have a situation like the Bloodline where you legitimately have 5 people. Having 5 people in a stable is rare in WWE. So usually you have to it's 5 people in the Bloodline versus 3 people in the Brawling Brutes and Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens. And that's that's a little more typical of there might be a faction, but then they also have to have other friends. All right, so this is going to go in like this. This is built odd. I think this whole thing is built weird. I think it's built so that you can slide in and show the person that's in there, and I think that is a strange choice, but okay. Sure. Yeah. That's... Is this yeah, you can... You can slide the person in and out of it. I don't know why you would, but you can. That's odd. That's an odd bit of mechanics that I wonder if matters at all, but sure. I mean, fine. We are going to put... I don't know what we need to cover and what we don't, but I feel like this neck will be exposed. So I do want to cover that up. Or I do want to paint that a little bit here, a little marker work. We're going to take a pause for the cause in a moment or two. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel. And then we'll talk about some anime and probably some video game stuff in the second hour. As we always do. Or, things that you're watching and all that. I ended up not watching a show I normally cover, and I will cover it on Monday. I did not watch the episode of what is the fucking name of that goddamn series? Its name escapes me sometimes. I'm the Villainous, so I'm Taming the Final Boss. I did not watch that because I watched the second hour of the 2-hour movie, which I will be doing a no spoilers discussion of. Laid Back Camp, the movie. I was talking about that. And so I wanted to finish it up because that was a 2-hour film that I thought I was going to be able to watch Thursday afternoon, but it didn't go live until 8 p.m. Eastern, so I couldn't watch it before the stream. And so I ended up watching some of it yesterday and some of it today. And that's fine. That was fine with me. Speaking of doing stuff tomorrow, I do want to just quickly say that I will be, I don't know exactly when, but my friend Rara, a Vectroid, is doing a fundraising stream tomorrow, and I will be joining her for some of it. We're going to watch some old weird video stuff and kind of give some commentary on it. Vectroid Live is the Twitter or the Twitch channel. I will be tweeting about it, I should say. So if you are interested in that, just keep an eye on my tweets tomorrow because I'll retweet it. I believe I will probably be on it towards the beginning. It'll be a very long stream. But I believe that I will just come in kind of early because I do have things to do tomorrow. But I want to give some support and at least shout out to my friend Rara, who is basically she got a banking issue against her and is trying to deal with that. And it came at a very bad time where if it had been a month from now, she would have been fine. But because it was now, she is in some rough shape. And needs to raise some funds. And so she's doing a cool watching weird videos and talking over it style stream with some guests, as I said. And I am one of them. I'm one of them guests. So that should be pretty fun. And that is tomorrow. So I will be doing some of that tomorrow and then some of my own shit as well. All right, so this has to go underneath and then over. Neat. This kit has a lot of odd tricks that I am in favor of. And a lot of good colors. All right, so let me just do this here. Reminder, I'm streaming Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern, still here. Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, doing some commentary over the CPU versus CPU matches in WWE 2K22. That'll be on Tuesday. And then Thursday, tentative stream. I hope to stream from my hotel room in Philadelphia because I will be there on Thursday for PAX Unplugged coming in on Thursday. And then, the hope is that I will be able to stream from my hotel room on that Thursday. No stream a week from tonight. And then back the following Monday, December 5th, back at it again. All right, we'll get to this next step here. Working on this chest has a lot going on. It's a master grade, so I'm not surprised. But it's got a lot going on to it. I got a lot going on. I'm going to talk to you about it for a second. Hi. If you are currently a subscriber, now will be a great time to throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. Let the people know you are a subscriber. This is the easiest way to be like, hey, yeah, this is what I do, and support the stream and shenanigans therein. Becoming a subscriber is the easiest way to support me because it's $5 a month cash money or using your Prime Gaming token. If you have Twitch and Amazon linked, you get that cool token. Hey, goes Valve. And you can use that. And if you're not using it for me, please use it for somebody, because we're all working. We all need support out there. Gifting a sub is another way to support me. If you already have a subscription and you just want to like pay it forward, enjoying Firestar Man and Lord Cratchin and Aristophan at the gift sub leaderboard. There's a few other people that gift the subs too, which is great, like my buddy Eric. You could gift a sub. That would be nice. On Thursday, we had a whole thing on Thursday. Oh, hi, Mingle. Happy to have you here. I had 0 bits on Thursday, no cheers. And then we had a cheer war between Bobby Dice Roller, Harold, H-Bomb Friends, and Unjan. All donated money, and suddenly I had bits, and there was a little fight there, and it was lovely. It was so nice to have a cheer fight. Now, I don't think I've ever had a cheer fight before. And so many cheers that we, got a hype train going, it's been a while. So that was very kind, and thank you very much to everybody that did that. Yeah, it was really nice. That is an easy way to support what I do here, is by being a subscriber or gifting a sub or bits and coins, because that's going through the system, and I get paid out every month. They've made it, Twitch has made it easier to get payouts now, because there's a lower threshold for that in many countries, including the United States, which is very nice. We like that. Let's see. Another way to support what I do here is to join my Patreon. I have a rolling Patreon subscription, so if you join today, you won't be charged again for another 30 days or 31 days, basically monthly. It used to be the first of the month, everyone gets charged. Now, if new people come in, they don't get charged until it's been the rotation. So anytime is a good time to join the Patreon at a $1, $3, $5, or $10 level tier. If you join today, you could check the previous posts and see that this afternoon I posted a Q&A just for my patrons. It's the only, legitimately, friends, the only exclusive content that I make anywhere is I have a reward for my patrons, a monthly reward as a thank you to every patron. It's just like me answering a couple questions that people send in. And I just answered 2 questions. One was about food. One was about model kits. And so that's kind of fun. And there are different rewards for different tiers. But like I said, there's one exclusive award that they're the only ones to get. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer. If you want to go to my YouTube, you're more than welcome to do that. And subscribe. Obviously, subscribing is free. They got a thing over there called memberships. The reward for that membership for $2 a month is you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So you get them a day early. And sometimes I send messages there, but very rarely. That's just another option, another way to support what I do. And there's also direct donations, because maybe you don't want to do a monthly thing like YouTube or Patreon or Twitch. You just want to get in there like a one time. I have a Coffee and I have PayPal. You can send me stuff. And Stream Elements. Everything. Stream Elements is great if you want to use a credit card. Everything that I get through Coffee, PayPal, Stream Elements, my direct deposit donations, the YouTube channel, which also includes AdSense, so watching my videos supports the channel, Patreon, and Twitch. And all those funds come in, and I buy model kits with those funds. This Dark Hound, the Gundam Age-2 Dark Hound that I am building right now, I bought this off of USA Gundam Store. It was a back order kit because they were like, hey, we're going to get some of these in stock. You can pre-order it. So I pre-ordered that kit with the funds I got from your continued support, or the people like you, their continued support. I had the funds available to see that kit and go, ooh, that's a good looking master grade for a decent price. I'm going to pre-order that. And then it came, and now I'm building it. Everybody wins. Let's see. Now, that came from my backlog. But here's the deal. There's a cool way to have things jump from my backlog queue and become the next thing I build. And that's for you to purchase them. Because if you buy something for me to build, it jumps the queue. Because that's the least I could do is do that. Is just get something. And the first way to do that is through Amazon. My Amazon wish list. I have inexpensive kits. Kits that are on sale just right now for like leftovers of the whole, Black Friday into Cyber Monday. So if you've been on the fence, you were like, Pat, I could buy you this Lego Christmas Penguin. Like, now would be a great time to do it. It's not on sale, but now would be a great time to do it because it's the season of shopping. I got Lego sets. I've got Pokemon kits. I've got I added some new Lego sets recently. I got model kits and some gear at the bottom. Some of that gear is on sale right now. A better video capture card than the one I currently use. A more stable one that I would much prefer to use over the one that I currently have. Or maybe you want to get me a cutting mat so I could build on the mat instead of building directly on this table. A bunch of different stuff that you could pick up. There's a Cyber Monday deal. A better Stream Deck than the one I currently have is on sale. I'm not telling you to spend $120 on your friend Pat. I will say that's one way to support me. Lashbrook throwing the modes in there. Thank you, Lashbrook. Another way to support me by buying something is through my Throne wish list. I have a Throne wish list, and I'll say this. No one has ever bought anything for my Throne wish list, which is fine. It's much more curated. It's some gear. Lord Crashington, yes, that's the 15-button one instead of the 6-button one. I have the mini that is 6 buttons. That is $120 for the Mark II version. It's not the one with all the knobs, the brand new one. This is like the second version of the better one, the bigger one. I have a Throne wish list. And somebody suggested a thing that I should put on the wish list. And so I did. It's a over $200 Elgato key light kit that clamps on your desk. I would not have put this on the wish list, but somebody said that you can suggest on there. If you see something in there, you can suggest a gift that is sold through the wish list, and then if I like it, I'll put it on the list. Now, and the person that suggested it got a notification saying I added it. Now, will they buy that from me? I don't know. Maybe they just go around putting it and making suggestions of expensive things. Oh, the middle one, not the huge or small one. Yes, it's not the giant one. It's the middle one. That's the one that's on my wish list right now. That's only $120 instead of $150. Anyway, what I'm saying is I put a very expensive lighting kit on my wish list on Throne. I don't expect anyone to buy that, but maybe please put this Tesla on your wish list. Yeah, right? But I mean, you might remember that somebody asked me to put a $700 model kit on my wish list and made it seem like they were going to buy the Fenix for me, and then they didn't. And then eventually I just took it off my wish list because I was tired of looking at a $700 model kit. They were just like, you should put this, and gave me a link going I bet someone would buy this for you. And it was like, well, I can't read your eye wink, but it feels like you're telling me that you will spend that much money on me. Obviously, they weren't going to. But the possibility existed that someone might spend $700 for me to build a model kit, which they shouldn't. But I'm not going to say no to building that kit. It would have been cool. That thing's gold. It's not real gold, but it's gold colored. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful model kit that I don't have on my wish list anymore, because why the fuck would I have that there? It might just make people feel bad to look at. You can also buy me a gift card at USA Gundam Store. That's the third way to support me through model kits and wish lists. There's not a wish list there. You buy a gift card, send me a DM. My DMs are open. I check them. Most of my DMs are scams now. Now in the age of Elon, I get a lot of scam messages in my DMs. That's fun. I didn't used to get that. Now I just get a lot of goddamn scams that I report. That's fun. Or you send me a whisper here on Twitch, because I think that still works. Yeah. Whispers still work. Okay. Cool. That's fun. I did not know that was still working. That's good. I have a Discord. We're going to get back to building soon. I'm rambling a little bit tonight, but whatever. I'm feeling a little punchy. I got a Discord. You can support my Discord. Jump in there. I post build photos. People post stuff they're working on. My Discord is nice. It's very chill. It might be the chillest Discord. It's the chillest Discord I'm in. I'll say that. Okay, we did that. Video links. Pat Bear's Anime Club. watch this video if you would like to learn what V-scrolls are. It's a type of manga. V-scrolls are a thing that are going to become, I think, more popular in digital manga. They're already trying to convert some regular manga, the right, left, back to front booklet style, into the scroll with your thumb, just like, scrolling, reading the V-scroll. Very popular in manhwa, South Korean comics. And then Do You Remembaer is an ongoing video series where I hastily do some research on a topic from a Wikipedia page and then report on said Wikipedia page. And this one is about a hockey player named Brogan Rafferty. And if you're like, Pat, where have I heard the name Brogan Rafferty before? I don't think I've known the hockey player named Brogan Rafferty. Watch the video and learn why I'm specifically talking about the hockey player Brogan Rafferty and not another guy named Brogan Rafferty. Because it would be weird for me to talk about that Brogan Rafferty. Watch the video; it's pretty good. All right, we're gonna get into some anime talk, a non-spoilery review of Laid Back Camp the movie. Uzaki-Chan Wants to Hang Out season 2 episode. That I was waiting for this episode, and it happens. And then Spy Family Part 2, a pretty okay episode. With, I think, a better stinger than the rest of the episode. But before we get into that anime chat, I need to drink some water. It's important to get to stay hydrated. I need it. And I don't just drink a little water while you watch me. We get dramatic. So we're going to dramatically transition to the overhead right now. Lord Crashton wants me to dance, and yes, Mingled, I appreciate that. Thank you for waiting. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the dance button here. This is one of the last times we can use the dance button on a stream. Yeah. Thank you for using your channel points, Lord Crashington, for me to hit the dance button. Dance button is done for the moment. Thank you for using your channel points. Mingled said, didn't want to interrupt your support the stream. I appreciate that. Sometimes people are like, hey, I have a very detailed question about model kits. Can I ask now while you're doing your ad read? And it's like, I'll get to it, but no, please stop asking multiple line questions right now. Wait, I'm happy to talk about model kits. I hope the stream has been going well so far. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mingled. Yeah, it's a chill Saturday stream. But I understand, like, I'm also a streamer that, like, reads every chat message, because we have sometimes a light number of folks. Like, there will be a time in my life, hopefully is not the right word. I can imagine a time in my life where there will be a lot of people chatting, and, like, occasionally there'll be a thing where, like, someday my chat may switch from people talking at me and occasionally replying to one another to mostly people talking amongst themselves with me occasionally piping in about my thoughts on the conversation. Because that happens in streams, right? And I could see that someday happening here. But for right now, occasionally people pipe in and go like, oh, I have a thought on this, or I have a recommendation, or that's wild. But mostly it's me going like, huh, okay. Well, we'll talk about that now. Oh, we got new information from this person. Okay, we'll talk about that now. Which is how I prefer it, but I also know that isn't the case for everybody. Some streamers who don't have a lot of people in their chat just kind of do their thing and see what's up, and then maybe occasionally respond to people. But they're not in it to really get into it all the time. I love that you can just slide this tiny guy in and out. Just the pilot could just slide in and out of there. That's very silly in a way that I appreciate. All right, then we just got to go... This. Cool. All right, so we got to talk about some anime. I got some anime to talk about it. Again, this is a non-spoilery review of a movie that is now available on Crunchyroll. If you have the paid tier Crunchyroll, you can watch this. This is the Laid Back Camp movie. For context, This movie came out this summer in Japan and is now available months later on Crunchyroll, which is rad. I do not know if the dubbed is coming or is already out too. I did not look. I just watched the subtitle because that is how I watch Laid Back Camp, is via the subtitles. That is my preferred method, is watching that. It is set in the future. I can tell you that about this movie. It is them having like a reunion. The main characters in Laid Back Camp, or Yuru Camp, if you prefer that name, just kind of like getting back together. Chiyaka has a plot, a scheme, I should say, like a well-intentioned, good scheme, I should clarify, and she enlists the help of all of the characters to help her out with it, so they can go on a mission. Everybody's got a job. They're all working adults, which is very nice and very fun because they're having a good time. It's 2 hours and it feels long. It feels like a long 2 hour. Like, it feels like it should have been a mini series because the pacing. Here's the thing. And I'll check in with you in a second, Mingled, but I finally have a way to say this. Laid Back Camp is a cozy anime about girls getting into camping and then camping a lot. And a movie is a weird, like a movie should have like a plot and like movement and like changes to things that happen and like growth perhaps even. And a slice of life cozy anime does not have that. So, like, it's just weird. It's just like a weird movie. It should have just been a miniseries. Like, Nanan Biori solves that problem. Nanan Biori is another slice of life about kids, mostly girls, all the speaking roles are girls, in a small village school, right? They go on vacation. So, new area for them to explore. And they meet a girl whose parents own the place they stay. So we have a new character that gets introduced. And that allows for a bunch of things to happen in a very chill show, which this does not do because it's just reintroducing us to characters we already knew and giving some of them cool moments to do stuff. And it's just strange. It's just a strange, like, every choice made in it was cozy and warm and like nice. But it felt weird to do 2 seasons of an anime. Like, if this had come out, like, 4 years after the anime was done, 5 years after the anime was done, you'd be like, oh, nostalgic. I loved this show. But the second season was last year. So there is no nostalgia for it. It's just, like, the next thing that's happening. I don't know. It was just weird. Mingled says, I tend to lurk in most streams I watch. Hell yeah. Because I love just relaxing after work, and your streams are great to watch to wind down. Unmatched host, that's so lovely. Yeah, it's great. I always talk about lurkers. Lurkers are totally welcome here because y'all are still watching. You're engaging by hanging out, by being there, by being a viewer. You are engaging by being here. You don't have to be active in the chat. We've got active people in the chat, and I love them for that because that way I am not just talking out into the void. So, like, emotes are great. Like, yeah, emotes are nice to put in there sometimes if you don't feel like you want to type. Like, some people, I know, watch the streams on, like, their phone while they're doing other stuff. Or they watch it, like, on a TV because they got the Twitch app on some device. So that's how they watch. Like, there are a variety of ways, and there's not a wrong way. The wrong way to watch the stream is to try to be an asshole in chat. That's the literally only wrong way to watch the stream is to be a disruptive jerk. And honestly, that's so rare. I've had to ban, like, so few people. I've banned more people that came in to disrupt the Jackbox streams we do than any other stream. Like, considering that I do Jackbox once every couple months, and I build model kits 3 times a week. Like, that's such a small number of times that during a build stream we've had to eject people or I've had to block anybody. I mean, other than, like, obviously, like, we block spam people, but, like, just people coming in to be jerks, that's so rare that I have to do anything to them or deal with that, which is so nice. I try to win chat every week, says Lord Crashington. I mean, you're active in chat, and I do love that. It is nice to have you all there. You know, we got our chat regulars. You know, Harold's got stuff to say when Harold comes in, which is always great. Lord Crashington, Lashbrook, John, Dirty. When we got Dirty here, which Dirty's been taking some time to not be in there, which is fine. Bobby Dice Roller, when Bobby jumps in, Bobby gets to hang out, and that's fucking cool. So many Jackbox streams I've watched and participated in, jerks just seem to flock to try to ruin. Yeah, so that's why if I had moderators, I would probably have, like, moderators in the game. But what I end up doing is I do the, like, you have to use your Twitch login on Jackbox.tv. You got to log in with that. And that way you, at least, we know the username of the people that are being awful, which does help. It does help some. It doesn't prevent shenanigans. Where did I do with F here? But it does decrease shenanigans. I need to find E. Where did I put E? E is here. Great. I found E. So that does decrease shenanigans. But yeah. Is there anything else I want to say? If you like Laid Back Camp, the anime, the first 2 seasons, I mean, you should watch the movie. If you got Crunchyroll, you should watch it because it's still good, even if I didn't think it was, like, necessary. It's still good. There is a Rangers joke, a callback to where they were all Santas and they did a Ranger pose. There is another Ranger gag, which is nice because I think that's a funny gag in the anime. And yeah, and there's, like, a little bit of, like, oh, that's what this character's doing. Like, again, no spoilers, not spoilers, it's not a spoiler thing. But, like, I don't know. Okay, so this goes like that. Sorry, everybody. Give me a second here. It's hard for me to understand how they want to do this because, again, there's text, but it's not text I can read. All right, I think it's like that. Okay. It is. It's like that. All right. We're getting there. All right, yeah, that just goes on pretty easy. And that way it can swing up. This whole thing can swing up to let the pilot out if we want to do that, which we don't need to worry about that. Yeah, so that is Laid Back Camp, the movie. It is fine. I would say, like, I don't know if it would be a great introduction to Laid Back Camp. I say just, I'll say this. The first episode of Laid Back Camp is on Crunchyroll's YouTube channel. Commercial free on YouTube. You could just watch the first episode, subtitled, on their YouTube channel if you ever think about, like, maybe trying to get into that anime, which I would recommend because it's a lovely series. So yeah, you can just, like, pop into that if that's something you want to give a shot. That's probably I would say a good way to do that instead of watching the movie. I guess if you want to watch the movie, you have Crunchyroll, so you could just watch Laid Back Camp. But anyway, Laid Back Camp is one of my favorite series of the past, like, 10 years. It's just, like, a lovely, chill, wonderful little series, but full of great characters. So it's a good time. All right, so we need F29 and then L. Jesus. Lots of silver in here. You need to check it out. Yes, Lord Crashington. It is one of the most cozy anime. Yeah, it's now got 2 seasons. The second season does have an initial D reference, which is one of my favorite things in anime. When they're just like, well, we're in the mountains. Time to play some techno or some not techno. Time to play some Euro beat or fake Euro beat and have an initial D reference. There are just so many anime that are just like, time to do it. In fact, hey, I'm just going to jump to that part. Today's episode of Uzaki-Chan Wants to Hang Out Season 2 literally has there's a moment in the episode they're driving the family, Hana's whole family, except her brother Kiri, all go to this resort that has indoor and outdoor hot springs and a water slide and all kinds of like a water park, but like an onsen water park. They're driving there on the road, and the dad is so like frustrated about the idea that his daughter has a boyfriend that he hasn't met yet that he starts fuming, and he gets so angry that the driver in front of him, who has an 86, literally two-toned 86, he starts being like, Aura, I can see Aura, oh God. And then he tries to drive away, and he feels like he's being chased. And that's just a fucking Initial D reference randomly in this show. This episode of Uzaki-Chan Wants to Hang Out. I've been waiting for this fucking episode. Because guess what? This episode, it was the product placement episode. It was the dreaded episode, not based on the manga, added just to the anime, because one of the reasons this show exists is subsidies by tourism boards. Last season, there was an episode of Uzaki-Chan Wants to Hang Out that was sponsored by a town. The tourism of the town, let me find the name of that town. Tottori. Tottori is a town, a seaside town, which one of its claims to fame is the mangaka that wrote fucking Conan, Detective Conan, lived there and now lives there again. So the episode was the two main characters won tickets to go to that town and walk around and see the real actual tourism stuff there. Now, they didn't mention Conan by name, but he's in the fucking background of the episode because it was clearly paid. Now, do I know for sure that this was paid in association with it? No. But was that episode of season 1 of Uzaki-Chan Wants to Hang Out clearly an ad for that town? Oh, fucking yes, it was. It was definitely a goddamn ad for that town. All right, let me try to get this part connected here. It's a little difficult to see exactly how this... Okay, so it goes like this. And then this goes like that. Or like that. Okay. Yeah, you feel like it holds... yeah, I mean, sometimes towns like... the manga... the anime... I Made a Mug... or whatever it's called. There's an anime about pottery that is just a thinly veiled advertisement for an area known for its pottery. This season, Uzaki-Chan Wants to Hang Out. Today's episode was about them going to a place, and they kept saying the name of the place. Normally, they would just be like, "Oh, we're going to this onsen. We're going to this spa place," but instead, they kept going. What is the name of it? I wrote it down. Yunesun. Yunessun. Unison. Hey, we're going to Unison. I got us all tickets to go to Unison. There's a lot of cool stuff to do at Unison. And at Unison, and then when they're in the actual episode of the anime... okay, sorry. So... I apologize, friends. This is kind of confusing how these pieces go together here. So you'll have to give me a second here to figure this out as I talk about Unison. Unison is a real place because the backgrounds of this... It's actually kind of interesting how they do it. Oh, there we go. I got it together. The episodes here, the episode as they're going around looking at stuff and talking about it, the backgrounds are this like weird watercolor looking thing. And you're like, this anime is sharp. It's a sharp digital anime, but they don't usually use watercolor backgrounds. That's weird. That's because I looked at the anime episode. I paused the anime and then looked at the website for Unison. It's just fucking high-res photos from the actual place, the backgrounds, that then they just like put on a watercolor feature and then put animated characters in front of it. This whole goddamn episode... Nothing happens in it. There's a little bit of storyline, but it's mostly just an excuse for several characters to go hang out at a cool place and it clearly was paid by that cool place. It's like the I Made a Mug, or whatever that anime is called. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it. I think I'm just called I Made a Mug. That anime, it was very clear that anime was like meant to be an advertisement for this part of the country. Like, that was very clear. A lot of anime that is about a place is not paid for by that place. It is a happy accident. It is promoted to hell by that place. But they don't... Yes, woohoo, shall go to the Yunsan. What anime am I thinking of here that is a good example of this? Oh, Saga, the Zombieland Saga takes place in the region of Japan known as Saga, the prefecture Saga. It is a story about idols, an idol group made up of zombies who, it's a secret that they're zombies, but one of their reasons of existing in the first place is to save the Saga prefecture, to support it. So even though that show has not been paid for by anyone in Saga did not pay for this anime to exist, right? You better fucking believe that anyone that works in the local government of Saga can't fucking believe that there is a very good anime about how cool their part of the country is, and how like Saga always looks out for each other and Saga always bounces back, and they take a lot of they've been dealt a lot of blows, like a lot of natural disasters have occurred in Saga, but they bounce back because the people are so resilient. And this weird, wholesome anime about zombie girls just trying to be good at being an idol group is beloved by a whole region of Japan. And also, I should mention that one of those girls is trans. And so it's a fucking trans-positive idol group anime about zombies that, like, the like mayors of the region were like, today is Zombieland Day, and they did concerts, because if you're an idol, if you sing in an idol anime, you go out and perform as the character, because that's part of the whole fucking thing. All of the shows in Saga sold out. Like, grandmas came out to see this shit because they are so thankful that there is an anime about how cool and lovely Saga is, Saga is, that they're just like so happy. And it's like one of those things you're just like, this fucking anime's fucking rules. It's so weird. So like that kind of simpatico relationship where they like go out of their way to really sell it and really promote it themselves because they're so happy to have it. That shit's always been there. It's fairly recently that people realize they can get money out of people to make anime about how good they are. Blatantly, I should say. They can't be called zombies if they don't come from the zombie region of Japan. Thank you, Lord Grashington. That is a very good gag. So like, Keep Your Hands Off Isaac-in. The anime Keep Your Hands Off Isaac-in, which I've talked about. That's my favorite anime of 2020. That anime, they're making a movie, and they get funding by the council of the neighborhood. The neighborhood business association helps them fund their movie because they use animated backdrops of areas in the town, because they've convinced them that, hey, people from outside our area are going to see these real backgrounds that we're like doing an artist rendition of, and we'll say made by students in this region, and it will be a benefit to the community. People have fundraised projects, anime, manga, that kind of thing, doing that thing in Japan because it's still very popular in the country. So that's not necessarily new. You could still get like funding into, but the blatantness of this whole fucking episode is just an ad for a water park, like a Japanese water park, basically. Because they even have on the front fucking page of that website, there is the wine spa, because there's a spa where the gimmick is that they pour wine into the water, and that's in the anime episode. I hope it's a great park. It looks cool. It looks fun. There are gags. It's not just an advertisement. There are gags that don't further the plot, but there are shenanigans that are good in this episode. Oh, I got to do the other ones first. Sorry, I put this on too early. This has got to go on later, so I got to rock this out. There are elements of this episode that go in with the larger story. The best gag in this episode is, so it's Hana, her younger sister, her mom, and her dad are there. And every lady in this family is wearing a bikini and looking great and getting hit on by dudes. We got a high school girl, we got a college girl, we got a mother of three. Everybody's, everyone's in a bathing suit. It is a fan service episode. Don't get me wrong. I was talking about how cool parts of it were. Try to avoid the fact that this is a pure fan service episode. And the dad is freaking out because he's got to chase dudes away. And then he hears someone go, take a look at that body. And he's like, oh, what's this going to be? They were talking about him because Hana's dad works at a gym and is cut as hell. Has got great abs. And a bunch of dudes show up that all have waterproof cases for their phones around their neck, and they're just like, "Hey man, can we take a photo? You're built as hell." And he's just like, "What? Oh, okay, sure." Because he loves talking about fitness and he loves working out because he works at a gym. So he answers their questions and takes a lot of photos, and it was a fun reversal of the trope. Is it a good reversal of the trope? I don't know if it's good, but it's a fun reversal of the trope. That everyone's getting ogled, but then a bunch of dudes are just like, hey, check out that cut guy. Let's ask him to take some photos, and then ask him. One guy just goes, we respect your abs. We're all trying, and he's just like, oh, well, you got to balance your protein. It's just one of those things where it's just it's just very funny to tell this cut older man hey, we respect those abs. It's just silly in a way that I was like, okay, this episode is full of nonsense fan service and is a promotional episode about a water park, an onsen, indoor onsen. But that's pretty funny. Also, our other main characters are just there and they kind of have a fun moment where they're like, oh no, we're going to keep hanging out. You go be with your family, but we'll hang out soon. And it's cute. It's still cute. The relationship between Hana and Shinichi has not changed in this episode or gone anywhere. It's going to be a long time before we get anything like that. But it's still going places. They're still progressing. This was a better episode than last season's product placement episode or advertisement episode. It's still fucking wild that it happened. Excuse me. Hope you don't mind me asking if off topic. Okay, have you ever built the Barbatos? My mom asked what I wanted for Christmas, and I came across the kit and thought it looked rad, so I added it to my list. Never watched Battlelog, but hey. Oh, okay, so the Barbatoris is a weird mismatch because it's the Barbatos. I thought you had written that. I had to check it out. It's the Barbatos from Iron-Blooded Orphans that they made into, customly made into for the show, a centaur. And so it's weird, but I love it. The thing you have to know about Iron-Blooded Orphans model kits is when you assemble them, they feel weird. Because if you've never seen Iron-Blooded Orphans, the Gundams in there aren't necessarily humanoid shaped. It's better to think of them as demon shaped because they have claws and sharp pointy bits and they're hunched over. So where the chest and the waist meet aren't this and this. They're they're hunched. I don't know how to quite describe it. So when you're putting together the waist of a kit like that, it feels weird. It feels like you're putting it together wrong, but that's the style it's going for. Because it's going for this animalistic, demonic style of a mobile suit, because that show is sad. Battlelog is not sad, but the Barbatorus is a good, weird creation that uses the Barbatos. I think it's a fun kit. It's a cool looking. The beam bow that it has is a weird element, but that's a fun model kit to put together. And because it's not a mismatch of different kits, it's just a weird add-on to another kit that was built years ago. It's solidly put together, and I would recommend it. The last thing we need to talk about tonight, anime-wise, is Spy Family Part 2. We're in the second half of the first season of Spy Family. This episode, it was fine. The bulk of the episode was about Nightfall, who is an agent. She is posing as Lloyd's secretary to support Lloyd. She is a member of the spy group, WISE. And she's going to have a future mission with Lloyd. And here's the thing about our lady, Fiona Frost, a.k.a. Agent Nightfall. Turns out, this lady's got a crush on Lloyd. She thinks she should be Lloyd. She should be posing as Lloyd's wife because she really likes Lloyd. She respects Lloyd. She's also got a crush on the dude. And she's just like, I should be this. I should replace this woman who is posing as his wife who doesn't know what's going on. And it should be me instead. And she's thinking that. Now, she doesn't know, of course, that Anya, our girl Anya, can read minds. And so Anya's just like, this lady wants to, crushes and understand. Yes, Lashbrook, I'm being a little like, I'm looking, Fiona is full-blown in love with Lloyd. And to maybe a creepy extent. Anyway, she's just like, our girl Anya is like, this lady wants to replace my mom? What? No. So Anya is just like, I don't know what to do here. The only thing I can think to do is just like say how much I love, I love my mom here, and then like hopefully that'll work out because I don't know what else to do because I'm a fucking kid. But it actually does work because Anya's just like, trying to convince this woman that the three of them are a great group, and they are when they interact together. Like she recognizes it. Yes, does she want to be Lloyd's actual wife? Yeah. But she does recognize that, like, oh, Lloyd is happy in this. Lloyd is happy in this group. And she's like, okay, well, at least until the Cold War, the war they're in right now, that they're working, fighting in, at least until the war's over, I'm going to support them. And I'm not going to say anything. But once the war is over, then, they won't necessarily need to be married. And maybe it'll be her time to shine. So, yeah, that was the bulk of the episode. It was fine. It was a fine episode. The button of it, the short chapter, the kind of like addition, was, I was just saying to myself the other day, there's not enough Bond the dog in this season. Well, Bond got jealous of Anya's stuffed penguin. Because Anya has a penguin, a little stuffed penguin, and Bond got jealous of it. And so Bond wrecked the shit out of it. And then Anya got mad. And then we just had Lloyd trying to be the peacekeeper, help repair the penguin, and then kind of get them to forgive each other and work out their problems. Which you got a dog that can see the future and is pretty fucking smart, pretty goddamn smart, and you've got and you've got a girl who's not the brightest in the world, but she's a psychic. And they have a great partnership. Bond's got a goddamn bow tie. It's a great dog. Bond is a kick-ass dog, and I was bummed that Bond was so threatened by a penguin. And that's the episode of Spy Family that came out. I am expecting some shit to kick off because we're getting towards the end of this part here, and part of this season had some goddamn shit in it, if you may remember, because we had stuff like dogs with bombs strapped to them. So I would assume that we are going to get some shit coming, because we certainly did have some goddamn shit before that. All right, so this is going to go here. I'm going to try to get some of this. Okay, so we clap that on there, and then that goes up, and then B2 goes on front of it. I'm going to try to get some of this chest done. We've gotten a lot of progress done on this kit, though, so I'm not like, even if we don't finish the chest, we got a lot of this done. This is a master grade, so there are a lot of pieces to it. It is a detailed build. It's seemingly a little on the easier side, because I've definitely built more expansive, difficult I built some more difficult master grades in the past, so this isn't the hardest thing in the world, but it's detailed, and that's why I do like master grades, because they are detailed. There's a lot going on in them, and they're bigger. This is a big kit. I'm excited to work on a nice big kit. All right, so this is gonna go like this, and then fold up. MGs are so daunting to me. I've only done HG so far, and we want to do some RGs. Real grades are the thing that I love the look of them, but the building process of a real grade is the daunting thing for me anyway, because they're just so comprehensive and small, right? Master grades have a lot going on, but master grades, like, they're the 1/100 scale. So you're still just building a cool master grade as you're putting it together. It's still like a big kit that you're working on, where the parts are still big. A real grade is like, the only part of master grade that's hard is like sometimes the head's a little small, right? Little tiny pieces. You still have bigger pieces that you're putting together. There's a lot of them, but they're still bigger. These are still good size components, right? A real grade is a lot of tiny pieces that you have to be very delicate with, that do cool things. They're cool gimmicks to a real grade, and real grades can turn out looking phenomenal, but they can still be a frustrating process with a real grade, especially the early real grades. The modern real grades, the last three that I built, the Zilong and the Hai-Nu real grade, and then the God Gundam real grade, have all been pretty great, pretty easy to put together, pretty satisfying to put together, at least, if not easy. But some of the earlier real grades were rough. Those were rough builds that I'm glad I don't have to do them. Also, one kind of cool thing about working on a kit with so many black components to it is you don't have to do a lot of panel lining. I like panel lining, but you don't have to like do so much of it, because you don't need to put markers on black plastic. I mean, you can, but it would be weird. Unless you have there are markers for black, but they're like a neon kind of color, and I don't have those. But yeah, those are like shiny silver. You can do like a shiny silver marker. But I don't think that looks particularly good, so I have not used that. But I do know some people that do that. Or like a neon green marker or something. I have built some perfect grades. I have built 2 perfect grades. I built Char Zaku 2, which is a fantastic perfect grade, and I built the Wing Zero perfect grade from the Endless Waltz perfect grade. Yeah, both of those kits were challenging, but still, I still enjoyed putting them together. The Wing Zero, the feathers took so long to build. Those wings was a challenge. It was a good challenge, but that was a challenge. That was a lot of work, that build, and it looked great. The Char Zaku 2 was fantastic. I mean, it's the same kit as the Zaku, just with Char's like paint and all that. But that was a great perfect grade. It was a perfect grade. That one was so fun because it's a giant box, it's a huge box, right? And inside that huge box was like 3 packets of sprues, and in the middle was a smaller box that was the size of like a master grade box. And I love that there was a box within the box. I thought that was such a smart, silly idea that I don't think they've done it since, but I thought that was a neat call. All right, so that's gonna go on there. All right, we're not done with this chest, but we are gonna call it here. We will do more of the chest. We'll finish the chest by putting the side components on Monday, because Monday will be the next stream for this here build. But we're gonna wrap it up there. Just looked that up, and those wings look like they'd be a nightmare. It was a lot of work. There were a lot of screws on that kit and a lot of detail to get those wings looking good. I was happy with how it turned out, but it was a lot of work. But yeah, that's going to end it for tonight's stream. We are going to end with a raid because that is how we end every stream around here. And let's see. Yeah, so we're going to end with a raid. We're going to go find somebody cool doing stuff out there on the internet that we want to go hang out with on a Saturday. But thank you everybody for being here. Now I'm going to, we'll go raid. We're going to find somebody cool. I make it a point. We raid people that have good communities, that do good work. Because I do not want you to waste your time having to like find someone else to check out. And maybe you'll find somebody who's fucking awesome that you want to go and see what they're up to. I love this. We're going to go raid my friend Xandra. I think we just raided Xandra the other day, but Xandra is wonderful, and she's playing Yakuza 0, and I love the idea of Xandra learning about Yakuza. She's hanging out with Silver Changeling, one of her ladies, which is great, and playing Yakuza 0, and I think that rules, because she's so lovely. And I love the idea of her checking out Yakuza. So feel free to come along on this raid. Also, Xandra made all my emotes. Feel free to come along on the raid. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I will be back on Monday, continuing to work on Dark Hound. And I will see you on the next stream. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye.